Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a good week and that your weekend has started well as well. So today's setup for the live stream was quite good, and there weren't any gremlins apart from a volume issue, which hopefully will have gone away by the end of the live stream. But that first video was fine, but when I was just setting everything up, the volume was very low, but it shouldn't affect the live stream to you guys, so hopefully you can hear me and you can see me and that it is all fine, and I can see you guys in the live chat room tonight. We have Tammy, Deborah, Charlie, Ro, Bella, Diamond Girl, Cindy, Bob, Joe again, Johnny Moondog, Dawn, Debbie, Ro, Laurie, Morris, Vera, Charlie, Bernadine, Anna, Gail, Joy, Liz, Howard's in there as well, and Liz, and now it's going through too quickly. I think I saw Karen in there as well. Thank you for joining me tonight, all you people in the live chat room. I am going to get the names of my patrons up on screen immediately because they make this all possible in the first place. All of you guys at the bottom of the screen, you know who you are, so thank you for all of your support. And if you guys want to get involved yourselves over on Patreon, you can do patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. I don't usually show it on screen, but there you go. In case you want to become a free member over there, or if you want to join in and get your name on the live streams, then you can do. But as I always say, just watching is great. Or that saying that, it wasn't a saying, but I've created a saying that it was something like, You don't have to donate, just watching is great. Something like that. That doesn't sound as good as what I said last time at the live stream, but maybe that was it. I can't remember. I just know that it rhymed. So, right now, for tonight's live stream, we've got to be organised and we've got to keep our eye on the ball for this likes goal that we're going to be aiming for, because tonight it is set at 505. And believe it or not, that is correct, because last week we hit 500 likes, which was a new record, and we just hit 500 likes on Tuesday as well, the Tuesday live stream just gone, which was a new record for a Tuesday as well. So we're going for a new all-time record on a Saturday night for 505. That's what we're aiming for. So as you come through the door, if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated, because we're going to need every single one we can get. And certainly, I think the last couple of live streams, we've made it just in time, just before the end of the live stream, to then have the fill jam and get the guitar out. And tonight it is fill jam number 147. So that's what we will be doing a little bit later on if we hit that mammoth target and get a new record for tonight. So yes, let's get the likeometer up on screen so we can see exactly where we are at. And it's 248, which means we were looking for 252, something like that. And now it's gone past, now it's jumping. So I won't do the maths while it's jumping. I'm going to wait for it to get to an easy number so that I can work it out when the number is set. But it's great. If you guys can hit that thumbs up, get a spike of the lights going on, that would be fantastic. And if we get to 300, I know that it's going to be 205 more. So let's hope we can spike it to that amount so that the maths is very easy for me to calculate. But thank you guys for tuning in during the live streams and getting us to those other records, because it's amazing to get that many thumbs up, and it is amazing to get to, did I change this? Yes, I did. And now I can hear the cheering, so I don't know what's going on with my sound. Normally I can't hear the cheering when that happens, but I heard it that time. Anyway, 384,000 subscribers, which I think is correct, even though it sounds crazy. We'll keep on pushing forward, see where we end up. But thank you guys for subscribing and commenting, liking the videos and the live streams and all that kind of stuff. And every single thumbs up that we get, it's great for the channel, not only on the videos but during the live streams as well. It really helps them to get out there and for the channel to grow on the whole. So 384, amazing. Let's get rid of that. And like I've already said, you don't have to donate, just watching is great. So I'll get this up on screen for those people that can't resist donating. I think it's important that you know exactly where your money goes and the percentage splits, all that kind of stuff. So between 40 and 65% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link. You can find one of those in the description below. But like I said, you don't have to donate. Right, I can see that we're at 290 likes, which means 215 more likes we need. That's the maths done for tonight, out of the way, which is great. So I can see that there have been some donations in the Super Chat window, but on PayPal as well. So thank you guys for these. And I'm just going to get that set up over on this side for PayPal, but I will address these ones that came through. Paul donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, wow, another 1,000 subscribers. Now we are at 384,000 subscribers. Most excellent. Let's have fun tonight. Please spike the likes all y'all. So thank you for that, Paul. And I can see Orlando's just popped in there with another donation. Now there was a donation, and I can see it at the top of the screen here, but it's not appearing in the Super Chat window. And this was made by Mia, and it's 5,000 Argentinian pesos or something like that. So thank you for this. And I think it works out as 5 £4, maybe about $6. So yeah, trying to get the conversion. I remember from last time I thought, is that an accidental donation? Because it just sounds like a huge amount of money. But yeah, it's maybe $6. But I mean, yeah, as I said, you don't have to donate, so it's very much appreciated. Thank you for that, Mia. And there was a long message with this, so I'm just quickly going to read it out. It says, "Hi Phil, congrats on 384,000 subscribers, and thanks. Caps on purpose, still excited for the analysis on Tom Chaplin's voice. He is amazing, especially considering his past addictions, and your analysis made my day, my week, my month. By the way, whether with Keen or doing covers, especially Queen, Tom is still great in 2024. So thank you for that, Mia. And yes, this is Keen and the analysis video that we've only just done on the channel. Yeah, looking at Tom's voice and, you know, his control, mixed voice, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting one to take a look at. Again, considering the first request that I had was to do with pitch correction and seeing if anything was used on the performance. So it was good to look at something totally live from, I think it was 2019, so quite recent. Thank you for that, Mia. Right. Orlando donated $2 and said, "Let's do it, spike the likes," with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando. Great idea. And we're at 307 likes already. So we are getting there. I mean, less than 200 required now. And it's not even 11:15 here in the UK. So fingers crossed we might get there. It would be a new record. It would be great to get another new record because we've done so many in a row. But Orlando has donated $2 again and said 384,000 subscribers. That is crazy, in inverted commas. So thank you for that, Orlando. And it is indeed. Right, we are going to be jumping over and into the PayPal window here. And it is Wendy who donated £16. So thank you for that, Wendy. That was on Thursday morning, very early in the morning, 10 to 5 to be exact. That's £16, a straight up donation there from Wendy. So thank you for that. And next, Amy donated £5 as well. So thank you for that, Amy. And that is another straight up donation. And Nicole donated £10 as well, and that was this morning. Thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, "Hello, Phil. My little support and my question. I wanted to know, do you sometimes take a treatment of specific vitamins to keep fit? Good weekend, Phil. Love and always rock in our life." So thank you for that. And I don't really take vitamins, even though maybe I should do. I've got them. Like, I did buy some vitamin tablets, you know, just like one a day multivitamin things, but I just forget to take them. But the other thing is that in the morning, here in the UK they say about eating 5 portions of fruit a day. So what I do is in the morning I have porridge, and in my porridge I have blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, mandarins, or mandarin, it's like a very small orange thing, and what else? Did I say strawberries? Anyway, I put lots of fruit in it, and then I have a drink, or shall I say fruit, like fruit juice, which is, I think, orange, pineapple, mango, something else, and it's got added vitamins in it as well. So my first meal of the day, I try to get everything in there. So when they say about having 5 portions of fruit in a day, I just have it all in a bowl. And sometimes it is difficult to see the porridge because there's so much fruit in there. But I don't know, I've just got in the habit of doing that. Just every time I have breakfast, it's just always porridge with that fruit in it. And I like it a lot. So there we go, especially when the mandarins part is chilled, because I get them in a pot, and I think they're in like a syrup, but I don't put that in the porridge. I just have the mandarin bits. So when they're cold, that's even better. So yeah, the fruit is cold and the porridge is warm, and it's just like a a nice mix that I enjoy eating. So there you go. Yeah, I try to stay relatively healthy. I'm not ordering food every day and having McDonald's and KFC and pizza, all that kind of stuff. So generally I'd say I probably have one store-bought pizza, and it's a small one that you can fit on a plate. I have that probably once a month, something like that. Unless there's a special occasion going on, of which there is tomorrow, which is Father's Day. And yeah, we're going to be going out for a meal as a family. And yeah, so that's another bit of a treat. So I'm not sure what I'm going to eat. Thinking about it, I don't know, maybe... I don't know whether the place does pizza, but if they do pizza, then maybe I'll order one of those. Or maybe a beef burger. I don't know. Anyway, that's all to be decided tomorrow. But yeah, this is the thing that I think, and I say to my family and my mum and dad, that there are always special occasions. So once Christmas has happened, everyone says, right, now I'm going to be really strict with the diet. I'm going to eat healthily and all this kind of stuff. And then it will be, the beginning of February is my sister's birthday. So then there's going to be some kind of celebration there involving, either a meal and cake, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and then you've got kind of Easter, and my birthday's close to Easter, and my dad's birthday's at the end of April. And then my mum's birthday is in May. So it goes on and on and on. And yeah, before you know it, you're just constantly eating cookie cake and having treats and special meals all the time. So yeah, I do try to stay relatively healthy, but it is difficult sometimes, especially when there are celebrations going on. And I think that it's all about, enjoying life as well as trying to be as healthy as possible. So everything in moderation, as they say, it's fine to go out and have a meal. And then, especially if you are exercising, I think that's the huge thing, that you can offset a lot of calories in your diet just by doing some exercise, because that then increases your calorific, what's the word? It's not your calorific intake is what you're going to be taking in, eating every day, but your... I can't remember. There's an official word for this, and my brain is throwing words at me that are not the right word. It's saying metabolic rate, and it's like no, that's that's your metabolism. So anyway, it's increasing the need for calories. The more you exercise, the more you'll tone muscle, and toned muscles need more calories. Therefore, you'll have to eat more calories just to keep your body functioning and keep these muscles kind of where they are, because they are hungry. So, I'm trying to think of the word, but it's not going to come to me, so I will move on. Orlando says calorie deficit. No, it's technically not what I mean. Calorie deficit is when you need 1,500 calories and then you eat 1,300. Therefore, you're going to be losing weight because your body finds those calories usually from stored fat. That's what it's going to use if it doesn't have the energy for use that you've just eaten. That's stored as glucose, and then you can use it. So anyway, I'll give up with the official term for it, but it's just the case that, if you do more exercise, you therefore need more calories. And I always cite bodybuilders as the example, even though, I don't say you don't have to be a bodybuilder. And to be a bodybuilder, you've got to, if you're going to be doing it naturally, you might want to compete, and that's, it's going to be literally a way of life. There's no way of getting around that every single minute of every day is planned out as to what you're eating and when you're training, all that kind of stuff. But then when you're getting into like Mr. Olympia, Mr. Universe, all that kind of stuff, then you're going to have to cycle drugs in order to get yourself to that size, which I think is a little bit dangerous, because it's just the same as being obese. Your body has to deal with all of this extra mass. But some people really want to do that. But anyway, going back to the point that bodybuilders eat probably between 3 and 5 or 5 and 6, between 3 and 6,000 calories a day. I'd say actually 3,000 would be quite low. So you're looking upwards of 4,000 basically if you're looking to maintain that amount of muscle on your body. So it gives you an idea that when people, might go out for McDonald's, obviously it's important what kind of food you're eating, but when you build muscle, it shows you how many calories it needs just to maintain itself. And as soon as you start eating below what it needs, you start losing muscle. So yeah, protein intake's kind of really important. You need a lot of calories and a lot of protein to take in every day. But anyway, let's get away from bodybuilding and calories and all that kind of stuff. Short answer, I sometimes take a vitamin, but yeah, I just forget. I probably haven't taken one. They're just in the cupboard, so I haven't taken one in probably about 3 months. But I'll try and remember to do it tomorrow. So thank you for that, Nicole. And Tammy has donated £30 as well. So thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi, Phil. Congratulations on hitting 384,000 subscribers. How do you decide on the instrumentation and arrangements for your songs? Rock. So thank you for that. And I mean, generally, I always start off with a riff, and once the riff is down, then try to write some kind of verse, chord-wise, and then a chorus, and maybe, a pre-chorus in there as well, and then a middle eight. And once that's down, it's all about getting the overall sound in the mix how you want as well, because sometimes the song, once you've recorded it, and it's just guitars, bass, drums, and vocals, you might think, oh, it needs something else. That it needs some kind of lifting in a particular section. And then, I don't know, your ear, it tells you what it is. Like with Unwanted Stranger, for example. That, the riff was there in the verse, and the riff was there in the chorus, but the chorus just sounded rubbish. So, yeah, that's when I thought to put strings in the chorus. And again, I don't know how it really comes about. It's just something that you hear in your head, and then you record it, you listen to it back, and you think, yeah, that's close, but it's not quite where it needs to be. And then you put in some other, I don't think there's any, maybe another string section in there. So you've got maybe 2 lines that are playing against each other, or sometimes it's literally just a mix thing, that the mix doesn't sound how you want it to because it's missing an instrument. And I don't know why your ear tells you such things, that your ear says, oh no, that's not it. And because it's a song that hasn't been written or hasn't been finished yet, your brain or your ear knows what it should be in the end, but you don't know what it is. You just got to listen to it, and then your ear says, oh no, that's got to be there, this has got to be here, then you need some strings in this bit, and maybe leave the riff out for that bit, and that's what you do. You just kind of follow your ear as to what it wants to happen. So anyway, but it's interesting because you know when it's wrong, and you're constantly, I suppose there's the right bit, or the way that it should sound exists in your mind somewhere, and you keep on eliminating everything that's wrong until you finally get to that point. So, that's how it is when I'm kind of messing around with it and just trying to get a good sound from it. Sometimes, it's literally just the mix isn't where it needs to be, and it kind of needs something else in there. But anyway, thank you for that, Sammy. And thinking about it actually with Paris Nord as well, I think there's a tendency for me to hear strings in there all the time, or maybe some keys or something going on other than just guitars and bass. So I always tend to get some other kind of sound going on. But anyway, thank you, Dawn, for this donation of £3.76, and that is a straight up donation. And Debbie has donated £10 as well, so thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, I enjoyed the Bobby McFerrin and Keane analysis videos this week. They were both great, authentic vocal performances. Glad they made you smile. Also, congrats on 384,000 subscribers. You're amazing. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And thank you guys for subscribing in the first place and getting the number up to that crazy number that it is at the moment. So Kathleen has donated £25 as well. Thank you for that, Kathy. And the message is, hi Phil, Thanks to you and Joe for the fill jams. They really make my day. Also, thanks to the admins on the Wings of Pegasus Facebook supporters page and the invisible mods on the live stream. They are a whole bunch of people that make this community a great place to spend time. Thanks for bringing us together, Kathy. So thank you for that. And I mean, you guys make the community because they're, wouldn't be a community without you guys. So thank you, Kathy, and everyone in that live chat room for getting involved on the live streams. And, I can just see that, somebody's just said, I'm new to your channel and I would certainly appreciate hearing your thoughts on your favourite bass lines or bass solos. So thank you for that. Now, the thing is, the reason that there aren't really any bass guitar analysis videos on the channel, it's because I tend to focus on videos that I've done in the past, so I know about the instruments. I wouldn't call myself a bassist. Even though I can play bass, I don't consider myself a bass guitarist. It's just I play in very much the same way that a guitarist would play bass, and that's how I play the bass guitar. So I see it as a totally different, you've got great bassists who just play bass, and they've got fantastic technique, and it's something that, I feel like if I'm looking at a great bass guitarist, then what am I going to point out? Because obviously I can see the technique and I could appreciate the technique, but in terms of demonstrating things and showing how it's done, because I haven't worked at techniques on bass guitar, it means that I feel very much more comfortable pointing out things about the guitar, because I've been playing that since the age of 11 and I've been teaching for 20 years, best part of. So I know about that. I also know about singing, and I have taught singing in the past, and I've done a lot of videos on great singers, but also I've done loads of courses with different coaches, none of which really helped me all that much because I end up just looking on YouTube and trying to find different tips from lots of different vocal coaches. But certainly singing, because I've done that live and I know what it's all about, and performing live and singing live, and then performing live, playing guitar and singing at the same time, all that kind of stuff. I know that very well, so that's why I tend to just focus on the stuff that I know, that I can maybe demonstrate and point out exactly what's going on. So I don't know, I think just professionally it's something that it'd be like, maybe it's not the same, but it'd be like me demonstrating the golf swing. It's like, well, I play golf, but I don't teach it. So it's one of those things. But I know a lot of people just have a go at doing it and trying to teach people, and they're not necessarily that confident or good at it themselves, which everyone's different. But I like to be at a particular level to then at least say, right, well, I have done this at a professional level, so at least then I can teach it. And I'm not talking about playing golf. So thank you for that, Kathy. And moving to the next one, Juliet has donated £30, so thank you for that, Juliet. And thank you for that comment, by the way, that started me off down that avenue. But just tuning in, subscribing. For the new people that come along, thank you for coming along and increasing that subscriber count, of course. And it's great to hear that people enjoy watching the videos, and I'll keep on working through that request list, and we'll see how we get on and where we end up as a channel. I'm just going to keep on doing what I do. But thank you for this, Juliet, this donation of £30, and it says, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you give to this channel. So thank you, Juliet, for watching. And well, it's no problem. I've been doing it for I think probably 5 or 6 years, something like that. And in the first 2 years that I started doing analysis videos, it's interesting because looking back at some of the old videos, and this has just reminded me of something else. But anyway, getting back to the older videos, of course, when I was recording those, I'd be doing it after teaching. So I've just been teaching guitar, and they're usually quite late at night. So I'd finish teaching and probably eat something, and then just do an analysis video, whatever was requested. And I did that every night for 2 years. So, which you could say is slightly obsessive, but yeah, I did that. I never missed a video for 2 years. So yeah, I mean, it was just day in, day out, just the same thing, that same cycle. And yeah, it didn't matter whether it was a birthday or my birthday, somebody else's birthday. I would keep doing it. Whatever happened in the day, I'd then get into doing the video, which was usually at probably 11 p.m. Something like that in the evening. And I used to release them, and I know I used to release them at 2 a.m. That was when I would finish the editing and do it all, manage to get it all done. So yeah, I did that every day for 2 years. And then when the subscriber count started getting a little bit crazy, I thought, right, I can't keep up with all of this. So then, yeah, we now just do 3 analysis videos a week and 2 live streams. I know that some people would still think that that's quite a lot, but I need 2 days off for admin to keep up with everything. But, like I said, we'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. But thank you for that, Juliet. Oh, and the other thing is, it reminds me of when I was looking through the old videos, what I didn't realise is I think I've got about 7 old videos that were blocked on copyrights. And I thought, well, it would be quite good to get those on the channel at some point. I mean, I'll have to watch them to make sure they're not absolutely rubbish because it was so many years ago, and obviously things have moved on with the way that, with all of your support, it means that I've, got a better camera and, lighting and all that kind of stuff. So the videos are certainly different now, and I show a lot more on screen. We have the vocal pitch monitor, all that kind of stuff. I didn't do any of that before. So yeah, the videos have advanced. But yeah, I think there are either 7 or 8 that were blocked that I never got round to then re-editing and then uploading so that people could watch them or watch it, whichever analysis video it was. So I might do that in the future. I don't know. It might be a bit of a shock for people when they suddenly see me from about 5 years ago, and I was in the studio then, so that's kind of in the outside studio where it gets very cold. Or very hot, never really in one spot that's comfortable. So yeah, it might be interesting to do that in the future. Who knows? And of course, it just means that all I have to do is edit together that footage. It's usually the video section that got blocked. So it might be a case of just blurring out the video, but at least we can still hear what's going on. But anyway, something I was thinking about doing, potentially, maybe, I could do an intro before every video saying that, by the way, this is a video from about 5 years ago. So, don't panic. I haven't changed my camera to one that's, 240 pixels, so it looks like I've been pixelated, but it's not. It's just the quality of the camera. It wasn't quite that bad. But anyway, thank you for that, Juliet. And Lisa AW, as she's come to be known after over the last couple of weeks, has donated £5. Thank you for this, Lisa. The message is, good for you on the porridge and fruit. Every morning is great. Me too. So thank you for that, Lisa. Yeah, I think it's a good start to the day, having some, porridge as well, slow release of energy and fruit in there as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't have a huge amount of it, but it does the job. Until I have my tea and then small chocolate treat. This is something that I've had my whole life, is when I was at school, we'd have a break time at 11 in the morning, 11 a.m. And we have in the UK usually like tea in and around that time. It's like 11s is what it's called officially. So yeah, we have a cup of tea and then you'd have either, some biscuits or a bit of chocolate. But back in the day, the chocolate bars used to be bigger than they are now. There's one, it's a crunchy bar that I think is 24 grams in weight. And I looked it up and it's like 100 and something calories. So it's like hardly any calories. And yeah, I have that with my tea sometimes. But yeah, the chocolate bar is just massively shrunk since when I was at school. Who knew that when I was at school I'd be eating a chocolate bar that would be even bigger than the chocolate bar that I'd then be able to eat as an adult. So yeah, anyway, I mean, I looked up that an original Snickers used to be 58 grams, which is now called a king size Snickers. So king size, I don't know whether it's the same everywhere, king size in the UK is what they used to be. That was just a normal size, and that normal size, you then had a king size, which was even bigger than that 58 gram one. I mean, I don't know how big, well, obviously bigger, but it shows you how they've shrunk, and obviously they charge you the same amount of money for the really small version now. But yeah, so they've literally gone full circle where the king size used to be just normal. So yeah, I read that on the internet the other day because I was shocked at how small the Snickers was. Because they've made them even smaller again. So, and before it said on the label, it said Snickers, but because it was so small inside the wrapper, when you squashed the wrapper, it said Snick. But now they've put a picture of peanuts and caramel at the end, so that when you now squash it, it still says Snickers, because they've put another picture on the end because they know that that's all extra space that doesn't have any chocolate in. So then when you squash it, at least it still says Snickers. But now, of course, the typing of Snickers is in a much smaller font. So yeah, at some point they're going to be they pretty much are the fun size. That's what they used to be back in my day, where it's just one mouthful. You put it in your mouth and that's it, gone. But anyway, let's get away from the outrage of chocolate shrinking. Karen has donated £3.76, so thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 384,000 subscribers. I want to help you celebrate when you double that amount. Sorry, but when you bring up bodybuilders, I can't help but remember WWE wrestlers, such as my favourite Bret Hart and your favourite The Ultimate Warrior, the latter who started as a bodybuilder. Thanks for all you do. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And yeah, certainly in those cases, Ultimate Warrior, I mean, he was definitely cycling, on steroids, and in order to get to that size. But Bret Hitman Hart, he was more natural. I don't think that he would have needed anything extra to get to the physique that he had. It was a very natural looking physique, and generally, in order to put on a lot of muscle mass, I think without any drugs, you have to be naturally gifted. You have to have the genetics for it. And some people do have that, where they can get to quite an impressive look. But there's always going to be a wall that's hit where, they can't just look ridiculous like, steroids can, or growth hormone or testosterone, anything that's going to push you past your natural limits. And I think anything that's doing that, I don't know whether I mentioned that Rich Piana documentary that was, I don't know whether it's must have been on Prime Video, but yeah, he was a guy that was just huge, but that was his thing, and he was more of a social media or social media influencer, that kind of thing, on Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, he died from, I don't know, most likely it's going to be heart failure, something like that, because the heart can't pump. It's working all the time really hard because it's having to pump the blood around a massive body that it wasn't designed to have to deal with. So that's why it's the same as being obese, unfortunately, because it's putting a strain on the heart. And like I said before previously, that the heart is a muscle, so it grows as well, and sometimes it gets too big for the rib cage because bone doesn't change; it stays the same size. So if your heart is getting bigger than your rib cage, then yeah, you're going to have major problems, and it's sadly not a problem that you're most likely to survive unless you stop doing the steroids or whatever you're taking, and then try to bring it back down and literally atrophy back to where the normal level is. So yeah, with that Rich Piana documentary, unfortunately, because he was seen as being huge, like in that documentary, he felt under pressure to be huge. Like when he met people, if he didn't look huge, it's almost like he'd put himself under that pressure in order to always be, really over the top big. One thing that I did think, I mean, ironically, he went to a doctor, and the doctor was telling him about how he could cycle on testosterone, and it's a lot healthier and, doesn't have the risk of steroids and all this kind of stuff. And the doctor, I was surprised that the doctor didn't say, look, just so you know, the amount of mass you've got on your body is going to be a strain for your heart. But I think that's something that Rich probably realized, and it was more important for him to look a particular way. But one thing that I saw in the documentary was Rich, of an evening, would have a tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, I think it was, and he would eat the whole tub. And I know that a tub lasts me about 5 to 6 weeks, and he was having this of an evening, meaning after dinner he would have a tub. So my thought of that is, even though he's huge, you got to think about the amount of saturated fat in a whole tub of that you're eating every night. That fat is going somewhere. And if you're lean, if you look muscular and you can't see a lot of fat on your body, it's inside your body somewhere. And that's the problem, is saturated fat gets stuck in arteries. So when you've got your heart, which is working hard anyway, now having to pump blood through arteries that might be a little bit clogged with saturated fat, especially if you're having that amount of saturated fat every evening, that's a recipe for disaster. But, I know a bit about it. I'm not a doctor, but because I studied sport and exercise science at college and university, I know that saturated fat goes somewhere. If you can't see it on the outside, it's going to be on the inside, which is, and some people are predisposed to store it that way. Some people store it on the outside, so you can see that, you might get, on your back or on your hips. That's where you store the fat. But some people maintain a small physique, but they've got problems inside because all that saturated fat is in the arteries. And that's and sadly there's no way of you knowing that unless you go into a hospital and have tests done, and then they can actually see that, oh, we've got some problems here with your circulation. But anyway, moving on, bit of a sport and exercise science live stream again, but thank you for that, Karen. But like I've said before, exercise and health, all that kind of stuff is great, and being sensible about it as well. Like if people are taking any kind of performance enhancing drugs, just I know some people are just really focused on getting as big as they can, and they don't really care or think or consider the side effects. It's more important for them to look a particular way, which is fine if they want to do that. But also, just I would say, if you're not too worried about being huge, you will be able to get to quite a decent size that will look impressive just doing it naturally. Just having enough protein every day, working out, knowing your body, how it responds, how many sets you should do, how many reps you should do. And it's always going to be, heavy weights if you're looking to achieve hypertrophy, which is your muscles growing. You'll always have to do high intensity and low duration in order to achieve that. If you're going down the gym and you're doing 20 or 30 reps and you don't know why you're not getting any bigger, then it's because you need to get to probably, what works for me is 6. I say now I'm waiting for my arm to heal, but when I do 6 reps, that's how my muscle then generates its hypertrophies over a week. And I just do one exercise per muscle group a week. You're just doing 6 reps, so that'll be 2 sets of biceps. So it's literally, I'm just doing 12 reps a week, and that's all I did. In order to get myself in shape. In the That's Metal video, I was in half decent shape there, and that's doing 2 sets of bicep curls a week. So you just got to find out what works for your body. I think a lot of people are probably overtraining and not getting the results that they could do because they don't realize that doing less is more, just like in music. But anyway, thank you, Vera, for this £7.52 donation. The message is, Phil, your analysis video of Bobby was great. My question is, why in the world does listening to that particular video do I get chills all over in a good way? That video almost hypnotizes me. What makes that happen? Hugs, Vera. So thank you for that. This is the great thing about music, that it's totally individual, it's subjective, and something that makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck, that will happen to you. but it might not happen to somebody else, and they'll have another artist that makes them respond in that way. So yeah, it's totally unique, and for me, it reminds me of when I was talking with Morris Hayes, and Morris was talking about frequencies and how some voices, some bands, some instrumentalists will hit your frequency, and this is all about maybe getting into the deeper meaning of life and all this kind of stuff, but everybody has a particular frequency that resonates with them, and whether that be maybe on a personality level, but also musically and just sound in general, that there'll be something that hits your frequency and you think, oh, I love that sound, whatever that is. But then to somebody else, they'll just think, what? That does absolutely nothing for me, until they hear something that resonates with them. They go, oh, I love that sound, I love that singer, I love that song, I love that guitar solo, all that kind of stuff. So I would say that it's the reason that people get chills with different artists, different performances, is it's totally a subjective thing, but it's probably something to do with that. We all have this, I don't know, this spot frequency wise that just speaks to us personally for some reason. What that reason is, who knows? But I think finding out that reason will be an impossible pursuit. But yeah, that's what it could be. But thank you for that, Vera. Now I can see that there have been some donations in the super chat window, so I will get through to all of those. But thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. By the way, we're now looking for 50 more people to hit the thumbs up. So that was good timing for me to look at that, because I could figure it out. But yeah, we're going for a new record tonight of 505. When I say new record, I mean of all time on the channel, of 505 likes for tonight's live stream. So we will see if we can get there. I am aware that it's almost 10 to midnight, so things are moving along quickly, and we will be getting into the cover video for tonight. That is between You Know My Name and Don't Slow Down by Mr. Mister, my version, of course, of either of those two songs. And Ken Johnson played with me on that You Know My Name. He played violin. So it's great to do that together, and he played violin, I played guitar and did the vocals as well. So it looks like that one's probably going to be the one that we listened to. It has 58% of the vote at the moment, so I don't think that's going to get overturned in the near future, but you never know. So we will jump into that very soon. We'll just get through these donations, so thank you guys for these. And it is Deep as Flux Philosophy for Today's Youth. So thank you for this donation of $5, and it says, can you do an episode on the current Bob Dylan sometime? So thank you for that, and that was the third donation, because it's got a big number 3 next to it. So thank you for that. And I mean, if there's a particular song you want me to take a look at, then you can send that to me as well, because it does help when people say, oh, can you look at either this performance or this song, rather than obviously with an artist like Bob, it's then looking through and kind of deciding myself what to look at. And sometimes it takes a long time to listen to lots of different songs. So if people say, oh, can you look at this particular song or this particular performance, it does help me out a bit. So then I have a bit of a focus. But thank you for that. Orlando donated $2 as well, and Orlando says, your favorite source of protein ? So I mean, generally, like whenever I eat a lot of something, my body doesn't like it. So I mean, I went through a period of eating lots of chicken. I think most people do that when they're trying to up their protein. So I'd have chicken legs and chicken breast, and I'd be having that maybe 2 or 3 times a day. But it just didn't work with me, unfortunately. So generally, I just keep my diet quite balanced. And if I'm talking about when I'm in training, then it's all just whey protein. I'm just having protein shakes. That's all I'm doing, really. And I tend to get the unflavored whey protein and mix it with a little bit of the flavored protein. So it's like a really subtle either banana flavor or strawberry flavor. So I think sometimes for me, the flavors are too strong. You know, when you have like 20 to 25 grams of powder and it's just all one flavor, it's just a little bit overdone for my taste. So I tend to kind of mix that up. Probably, maybe 10 grams unflavored and then 15 grams if I want a little bit more flavor in it. So and I always go for what I get is from My Protein is what it's called, and I go for the natural strawberry and natural banana, which sounds like it is. Like it tastes like an actual banana or actual strawberries rather than the synthetic kind of versions of those like you get with sweets. So it does taste like it sounds. So that's all I do really. And generally, if I am properly training, then I will probably tend to have, either chicken or beef or something as a dinner, but I'd rotate the meats rather than just having one after the next because if I just keep on having chicken, that doesn't work. If I keep on having beef, that doesn't work. I have to kind of mix it up a bit. But I'd say generally, just protein shakes is the way that I do it because it's a lot more convenient as well, especially like nowadays because I'm on the go all the time. Just having 10 or 20 minutes or half an hour to make a meal or cook a meal, it's not something that I have time to do at the moment, so I just have to do whatever I can. So but I wouldn't say that I'm properly training at the moment. I'm just waiting for my arm to get a little bit better, which does seem to be working at the moment. And I think it's just a case of me just being sensible, not doing too much, and getting it to a point where I can then start exercising what I class as moderately, and kind of get it back to exercising so I can start to get a little bit of muscle hypertrophy going on. At the moment I'm still just doing physio type exercises, so no real proper resistance work. But anyway, thank you Ralph as well, who has donated $1.99. That's a straight up donation. Vicky has donated $5. Thank you for that, Vicky. And the message is my porridge is out now. Winter is upon us here in Oz. Rock on, Phil. Love your live streams. So thank you for that. And Vicky donated again straight afterwards with the same message. So if that was accidental, just let me know. The only problem is that in the super chat window, it instantly goes to YouTube. So potentially 60% of it disappears. But thank you, Vicky, for that second donation as well. And BBQ or Barbecue Dad 463 donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, I have enjoyed your work for quite some time. Have a beer on me. So that is Barbecue Dad's first donation. Thank you for that. And whenever somebody says have a beer on me or a drink, I always say that I'd probably have some kind of fruit juice because I don't drink alcohol. I just don't like the taste of it. And I've never had a drink. Even when, my sister said recently, I think it was at Christmas, she said, oh, you've got to try this. It's really nice. And I tried it. I said, oh, it's got alcohol in it. She goes, oh, yeah, but you can't tell because, it tastes really nice. And I said, yeah, but I can just taste the alcohol, that I don't like it. Even though everyone else, I don't know, maybe people can't taste alcohol very, very well. But for me, I just know straight away. It's something that my body just goes, ugh. It's that taste. So no matter what's being used to try and mask that taste of alcohol, it always just I guess it's like auto-tune or pitch correction to my ears. My taste buds have the same reaction to it. So but fruit juice is absolutely fine by me. So thank you for that, Barbecue Dad. And Betty's donated $10 as well. So thank you for that, Betty. And the message is, thank you for your channel. Always enjoy the detail. So thank you for watching and for the kind words as well. So we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video, and it's going to be You Know My Name. That's the one that has 58% of the vote. So I will end that poll over there. And it ended with 57%. So we will be jumping into this now. Obviously, it's my version of it featuring Kent Johnson. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
so you won't like what it is. When the storm arrives, would you be seen with me by the merciless eyes of deceit? I've seen angels fall from blinding heights, but you yourself are nothing so divine. Just next in line, arm yourself because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and I will replace you. Can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you. It longs to kill you. Are you willing to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. You know my name. If you come inside, things will not be the same. When you return to the night, if you think you've won, you never saw me change the game that we have been playing. I've seen this diamond cut through heart of man. Then you yourself, but if you must pretend, you may meet your end. Harm yourself because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and I will replace you. Can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you, and it longs to kill you. Are you willing to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. You know my name. 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 You know my name.
And there we have it. That was my version and Kent's version of You Know My Name, the classic Casino Royale theme with Chris Cornell, of course. I mean, what an amazing voice whenever we have a look at that particular cover, I always mention about Chris Cornell's voice, what an amazing voice he had. But anyway, while that was playing, I realised that I hadn't set up Picture Corner, so I was trying to do that in the background. We will be jumping into there in a second. We aren't having a troll corner. There have been no trolls recently, and not anymore since the last live stream. And I know that people, and some people, love hearing the troll corner, but it's just so happens we haven't had any. So there we go. I do say that I am quite lucky with the trolls and that, yeah, we don't get too many. But anyway, there have been a couple of donations over on PayPal, so I will just quickly jump into these. And I think I'm going to have to see if Picture Corner is actually going to work. I think it might do from what I was just setting up. I think we might be fine. But Tracy has donated £5. Thank you for that, Tracy. And that is a straight up donation. And Orlando's donated £8. And okay, he's written a really long message. I'm going to try and get through this. Orlando says, when I worked as a personal trainer, I would tell clients who had questions about steroids, which I am no expert. First, I would say roids are man-made artificial hormones which help the body produce testosterone unnaturally. That destroys your body's own natural ability to produce testosterone. Second, if you're barely 5 feet 6 inches or 167.6 centimeters, your body was not meant to carry around 280 pounds or 20.6 stone. Something will give out like your heart, your lungs, or your joints. Roids are just not healthy although people on them look healthy. Many of my favourite bodybuilders died young, and roids did not help them. As a natural, drug-free bodybuilder in the 1990s, I was a big fan of 6-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates, your fellow Brit. Dorian looks nothing like he did in the 1990s. He shrank, literally. I am sorry this was so long. So thank you for that, Orlando. Yeah, so this is, I mean, it's exactly the case that a lot of bodybuilders, when they age, this is something that Schwarzenegger did. They atrophy, or they train and bring down their muscle mass. So they get to a point where it's putting a lot of strain on the heart. But then once they've done it, in their 30s, then getting into their 40s, they still exercise, but they bring it down slowly. And obviously, decreasing weights and decreasing the amount of steroids that they're taking and getting back to a relative baseline, so that when you see bodybuilders who do get to their 60s and their 70s, they're not going to look like the bodybuilders anymore. They're going to look like normal people, because they need to get their bodies to that stage. But I'm not saying that that there aren't some people in their 60s and 70s who can still stay really physically fit and active and still maintain muscle mass. There are some very impressive physiques out there, but in terms of Mr. Olympia and Mr. Universe at age 60 or 70, it's not going to happen. Probably because if you keep on doing it past your 40s and 50s, then it really is putting a strain on the heart. But it does that anyway, even when you're young. So anyway, thank you for that, Orlando. Right, now we are going to be jumping into the picture corner that I just set up. I almost forgot what we were doing there, but it's because we've just hit, I can see the likeometer is at 510, so we are going to be having our Phil Jam busting out the guitar. Thank you guys for that. And let's jump into picture corner. So let's see what's going on in there tonight. Okay, so first of all, let me see if this is actually going to appear. This might just appear randomly on the screen. I'm going to have to move it. Oh, it's not too bad. Slightly off to the left for tonight. It's always random as to where this actually appears on screen. So then I can just grab it and move it over a little bit to there. Okay, so this is B, who is modelling her Wings of Pegasus bucket hat and t-shirt. But let me make my way over to Facebook to get the message that's been sent through from this. And, well, first of all, this is B and Lil Bear in the Wings of Pegasus bucket hat as well. So thank you, B, for sending these through. And the message is, I ordered a Wings of Pegasus hat for my birthday 2 days before I saw Pluto in his hat, and it looked so good on him. Maybe I should have ordered a hoodie instead. The hat arrived today, so I tried it on Lil Bear, but it was too big, so I am modelling it instead. So thank you for that, B. And next we have Vicky, and Vicky has said, look what came today, rock on. Phil, see you Sunday morning in Kilcoy, Queensland, Australia. So thank you for that, Vicky. And last but by no means least, we have Lynn. And let me go down here, because Lynn says, too windy for Pegasus wings this windy day. Pluto gets his reward for posing with me in the Wings of Pegasus hoodie. So thank you for that. Right, and underneath it says from Wendy, not from Lynn. So let's get that right. I suppose because the back is turned, obviously we should have known that it was Pluto, first of all. But so Lynn says, too windy for Pegasus wings this windy day. Too windy for Pegasus wings this windy day. I'll actually say it correctly so it makes sense. Pluto gets his reward for posing with me in the Wings of Pegasus hoodie. So thank you for that. And we got there in the end with the pictures. So guys, if you want to upload any pictures yourself or get them on the live stream, if you've got any merchandise that you want to model, Or if you want to get any animals modelling your merchandise, then you can head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, join in with that group, and then Laura will link me to those pictures. And that's how I've been linked to these pictures. So thank you for that, Laura. And yeah, if you want to get your hands on any merch, by the way, then there's a tray underneath this video. You can click on any item there. Or there's a link in the description below to the spring.com store. That's the store that does all of the merch that you can get it from. If you don't have the tray underneath this video, it's in the description below. So, right now, I think we are up to date and we're going to be having a fill jam. It looks like fill jam number 147 is 7 minutes and 8 seconds in length. Yes, it is. So it's going to be a long one. And I don't know... It feels like I've forgotten to do something, but picture corner, hit the lights goal, that's all fine. So we're just going to do it. Turn on the microphone, get the red dude on screen. So we've zoomed out, grab the guitar. Oh, I think, yeah, because I was having sound issues earlier, this is why I think, oh, is this going to work or not? And yeah, a couple of weeks ago we had that problem where you couldn't even hear the backing track. But let's have a look and see what we can see. I'll click on that.
Is that something?
Oh, and there's an advert. So let me skip this. Right, this is Jimi Hendrix style Watchtower jam guitar backing track, and then in brackets C minor. And this is from Now You Shred backing / jam tracks, and that's with the U in capital letters. So that's where to go in order to hear this. And yeah, well, let's have a listen to this and see if I can hear it first of all. And I think I've done everything that I need to do. Let me actually grab this down here so that I can change it as we go. Wow, this is really loud. I think it goes like that. It's going to be difficult to not just try and play everything, but I mean, like Jimi Hendrix. Can you guys hear this? Okay, sounds good. Oh, loud and clear, good. Is it going to be this for 7 minutes? Who knows? Sounds like it's gone down a little bit. Wait for it to end. Perfect. Well, at least we got the ending. It sounded like it was going to end at some point. Obviously, it had to end at some point, but getting it right, it sounded like it was winding down. So, yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's quite a long time to just play over the. Was it? Go clean the. You know, when you analyse it, there's not a lot going on from the chords, but yeah, it is good fun just to have a little mess around with. And yeah, I'm sure that if you wanted to work out all the Jimi Hendrix stuff, then you could play that lead over the top of it and go a bit crazy with it. But then even still, I think maybe 7 minutes might be a little bit long. But anyway, that was the Phil Jam for tonight. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and thank you, Joe, for linking me to that particular backing track for tonight. You guys obviously hitting the thumbs up as well, which has ensured that we had the Phil Jam for tonight. So I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course. We're going to be live streaming on Tuesday night, and we're going to be going for new record on Tuesday night. So if you could tune in on Tuesday, that would be great as well, because yeah, we'll be looking for every single thumbs up we can muster. So, I can see there has been another donation. Orlando said, or donated $5. Thank you for that, and said all along the Watchtower was Jimmy's only US top 40 hit. So thank you for that, Orlando. And there's been another donation in the PayPal window, so let me just quickly address that before we finish. Orlando, again, has donated, and it's £5. Thank you for that. The message is, congratulations on reaching 505 plus likes. This comment was not allowed on the super chat for some reason. I don't know why that wouldn't have got through, but thank you for that donation over on PayPal. Right, we're going to be calling things to a close now, so thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you on Tuesday night, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's where I will be here live streaming again on Tuesday. Look out for that video tomorrow night, which is going to be released at 8 p.m. I usually release the videos at 8 to try and keep organised. So yeah, look out for that. And thank you for tuning in. So all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!